All right. I wanted to uh, share with you today. Someone requested that I do a. I'm sorry, I've got to get this right. That I do a hobo for them, made out of soap. Right now, all I'm able to carve with is soap. Wood makes it very difficult for me to carve with my problem that I have in my neck, and it's in my hand. So I did a hobo. It's been, I don't know how long ago. Put it on my Facebook, and several people liked it and wanted to know how to create one with. Because what they're doing is the way I'm operating with the soap. They're also using wood in that sense, where I even out the bar, and it's almost, you can do it almost exactly in wood the way I'm doing it here in soap. It's just that the soap is a little bit, as I said, easier to remove, but you don't have the worry of grain and stuff like that. But you also don't have to be so careful you won't break it, because with soap you do. And as you see what I've done, as I've taken the bar of, this is part of Zest soap, is I begin to square it off. And by squaring it off, it's almost like a piece of square wood that you have. And as you can see, it's almost like a piece of square wood when you get through with it. So, and I take off the front just a little bit, get the label, the Zest label off. You can always leave the little bit forward in the front to indicate the stomach or whatever. Make your carving a little bit thicker than normal. Okay, I'm going to bring this down a little bit more to get in the area of where I'll be carving today. I may have to come lower. Because I get my hand down here pretty low. Alright. Now, basically, I want to make it a little bit thinner on all sides. Make it almost where it is square. And you have, when you do that, kind of look at it like this, you have basically like a square almost. And you use one part of it, bottom, for the legs, like this, just straight across there where it can stand, just like that. And you use the bottom part here for the feet, which I come up probably a ½ inch, something like that. There's your feet. Just like you would be using a piece of wood. And then I come here and I cut into this area. And I kind of run it across. Cut into this area. where we have our head will be, and our hat, whatever that we have. You can always cut it down a little bit. You have this area. So you have your place for your arms, your head, and everything like that, in other words. Now, since he is a hobo, he will have a hat. So before I take down too much on the head area, I want to I will come up like in this area because I want a little thing because actually what happens is I cut into here to make the head longer, the face longer, what I'm trying to say, like that. So usually what I'll do is I'll come somewhere around in here and probably kind of come down on this area, and attach the hat somewhere back here, in other words, see? And then I will take off in here to and on the back here, and that is where your hat will be. Now, to start the hat, I'm going to come up here where the brim will probably be. Excuse me, not the brim, but the top of the hat will probably be. And I'll just cut on both sides to give it plenty of time. Give it plenty of room. The top of the hat, just like that. And then I come on the front here, and I do the same. Of course, that's not a very big brim, but we're going to cut back. Remember, I'm just going to kind of come down just a little bit. There we go. All right. And we begin removing a little bit of in there. So we kind of have our basics for our hat there. And of course, we're going to have to bring this down over here because we've got to bring this closer and get more of a face out of it, in other words. See how then as you bring this down back here, then you have the back of your head and everything like that, in other words. See? Just a matter of cuts. Alright, and then you start removing the area of your face here to come up underneath the hat. And the hat is brought to the brim. And we'll get into that also. And as you cut away, see, of course, your brim gets taller. And you can work it. I'm sorry. Okay, like that. And of course, you begin removing the area up underneath the hat so that it'll look like the hat is fitting on the head. Just like that. Okay. Then you just kind of work this area away where you have your head, see? Just like that. And continue to remove soap around the shoulders a little bit, where you have your head, and from the back, and we'll get into that as we go. Okay, now what I like to do is go ahead and come down to the feet and start kind of associating, because your bar of soap is only limited to a certain, of course it's about 3 inches high, so if you were carving a small wooden figure 3 inches high, then it will not be that bad. Okay? Alright? So I like to go ahead and establish how far I want my legs to come up, which just a little bit. And I can bring them up even more if I want to. Where the, as we say, the crouch area of the pants is, where I can kind of get a general idea of where I'm at. Alright, now, see that? So let's go ahead and associate how our arms are going to be. Now, this one basically will be in his pocket, as we have carved mostly. So let's go ahead, and from the shoulders up here, we just come down, come over like this, and bring it like that. And I can go ahead and put his hands in his pocket right here, and then we can remove this area in here where his arms are going to be. See? And we're going to remove some more. All right. Just like that. See? Okay, now my time is about up, so we will come back and go to the next arm that we have. I'm just removing a little bit on the hat up here, as we see. And on this arm, this is the one that we'll use to put the go to the shoulder, as we say, of it. So we'll come back with creating the hobo.